All right, ladies and gentlemen, of the 118 scale, 3.75 inch, 4-inch modern action figure community, I'm back again with another video. And in this video, we're going to be discussing Mr. Seymour Fine, aka Sci-Fi. So Mr. Seymour Fine was born in Geraldine, Montana. He attended college and received his master's degree in electronic engineering, and that's big, you know. It takes some smarts to get to that point. So he ended up joining the military, U.S. Army to be exact, working on high-tech lasers, and these lasers were to be fitted on upcoming G.I. Joe vehicles and airplanes, helicopters, and ground assault weapons. So, with that being said, he would later join the Air Force and assist them in laser guided weaponry weaponry, not weaponry. I guess it's a mix up of infantry and weaponry. So, pretty much, he joined the Air Force and assisted in that. So Mr. Seymour Fine, aka Sci-Fi, got his first start in the comic run, A Real American Heroes comic run, issue number 64 and 65. And I believe in issue number 10, he was a member of the Star Brigade and was able to save the London Bridge. So Sci-Fi was first introduced to us in the Arise, Serpentor Arise cartoon movie. And he was first introduced to us as an action figure the same year of 1986. I believe it was 1986 that the Arise, Serpentor Arise cartoon debuted. But anyway, we got the figure of him in 1986, and that was a very interesting figure because up until that point we were not seeing neon green figures, we were not seeing overly spacey figures. We were seeing more of a military type of figure, and then you had Cobra with their black and red or blue and red colors, but we weren't seeing figures like this. I know there's a lot of hate for the neon figures that started being released in the 90s, but he was not one of them. He's an OG, original neon figure, and he is credited with being a laser weapon specialist. So if you would like to pause and read, here is his file card. And this particular Sci-Fi action figure we're discussing right here, you see there's some of the other figures in the line, was released in 2011. And I believe this is a Renegades figure. And there's really no way of telling. I'm sure there's no way of telling. Let's see if it's down here somewhere. But the reason why I came up with that is because you see some of the Renegades figures here. And then you have, so I believe this is the Renegades line. Could be 30th anniversary. I don't know. But it looks like the Renegades line. Anyway, either way, let's take a look at his packaging. Remember, no real American hero is here. Awesome. Anyway, so let's get a look at his accessories. First and foremost, he is packaged with something we've seen before, and it's his customized figure stand with his name on it. Nothing really special there. Awesome. We'll put that right there. Secondly, he comes packaged with this backpack, and it comes out the box detailed like this. I didn't put any paint on this. This is how it is packaged. Get that to focus in. Very nicely done. This is his laser rifle. And he has this tube which connects. I've never actually done this, so let's see how this is done. It's supposed to connect something to something. I don't think it connects that to that. I don't know. Anyway, so right here, you have this. It slips onto there. And before we move on with this and try to figure this out, we're going to get a look at, well, let's get him to stand up there again. We're going to get a look at his helmet. See, the original Sci-Fi Action figure, his helmet was non-removable. This offering in the modern era, his helmet is actually removable, and we'll get a look at him without his helmet there in a second. But first and foremost, we have this helmet with the visor half up, painted in gray, neon green, with a tinted visor on the front. Get that to focus in. There you go. Nicely done. You could either use that one, or you can use this one, which he came with also. It's the same helmet, but this one has the visor all the way down. Really cool. And if you remember the cartoon, the cartoon and the original action figure was wearing a helmet more like this one. So we're going to get a look at this here in a second. But now, let's get a look at the actual action figure. Now, I didn't have the action figure, the original, back in the days. My cousin had it. But I talk about my cousin all the time, how he was just like the G.I. Joe Haven. He had everything G.I. Joe you can imagine. He'd never let me even get near any of it. But I understand why. This stuff was valuable back in the days. So anyway, moving right along. He looks very similar to using modern parts. They did a good job of making him look similar to what he looked like back in those days in the 80s. There he is. That's his chest work right there. He's got some wiring here, some wiring there. He's highly detailed. He's very nicely done. I think he should have been more geared towards the Crusader, and what is the other space shuttle's name on that? But I don't know. Either way, he should have been more of a figure geared towards some space stuff. And so far I like him. Really cool. So let's put his helmet on, see what we get in there. Look at that. That looks almost identical to how he looked back in the 80s. Really cool. There you have that. Let's do a quick 360 so you can get a look and see what you're working with here. Awesome. I'm going to remove this helmet. We're going to put on this helmet. That is pretty cool. They did a good job with this modern. Here's some of the cons that I don't like about this. And one being the way his legs are hindered at the knee. So he's always got this crouch down look to him. And he kind of won't stand up straight with that. But, I mean, ultimately, really nicely done. So, with that being said, I'm going to grade this guy. And I'm just going to fly off of the limb here. And I'm going to give him an A-. And that A minus is based on how well he is done, how well he keeps the nostalgia of the original figure. You actually feel like there's a lot of people who don't like the moderns. So if you came across him and you picked him up and you're more of an old school collector, you would probably still like him because he looks very similar to the original figure. So they did a really good job with keeping him original. So that's why he gets that good grade. I don't find anything else wrong with him. He's got a nice head sculpt. That head sculpt, I believe, is only on him. He's the only one who has that head sculpt. It's not reused. Um, he could be a reuse of parts, but ultimately just done well. So with that being said, if you have any questions or comments, feel free, put them down below. I'll get to them at my earliest convenience. Thank you for checking out this video. I appreciate you all. Have a great day. Peace.